as we came into the stars we rise.
This is Astrology Aesthetic, where you claim your power and remember who you really are. I'm Kiki, and together we'll work with the stars to guide the way. Alrighty, welcome back, Starseed. Zelda is pretty adamant about being part of this episode. We are talking about Leo season and the eclipse that just happened and what all of that means for you as a starseed. So, without further ado, let's just dissect a bit what eclipse season is, what it means, and how we have so many and all the things and why it's all once in a lifetime and this never happens and then it feels like it happens again like the next year. So first of all, if you don't know what an eclipse is, there's two different kinds. There's a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse, okay? And the solar eclipse is a new moon. Zelda just got in my lap. You can't. Oh, there she is. Oh, you're so cute. You're so distracting. Okay, back to it. The solar eclipse is when there's a new moon, okay? And there's three players that have to be in perfect alignment. So that's the sun, the earth, and the moon. And the thing that makes an eclipse is it's really close to the nodes. So what did we just spend the last 3 episodes discussing? The nodes. How perfect that just happened upon in that order, okay? So when we get a total, well, okay, let's just talk about it. There's a lot of jargon between like a total like solar eclipse, partial solar eclipse, just a solar eclipse, an annual solar eclipse, like, and all of that for the lunar as well. So all of those are true. However, the thing that makes these also unique and special is where it's aligned, what part of the earth it's crossing over, and the reason it makes these things like seem like once in a lifetime is because they actually are. It takes the nodes, like, I don't know, I think about 18, 19 years to come back to where they were. So, for example, we just moved into North Node in Aquarius as a collective and South Node Leo. Okay, South Node safe, North Node new. So new themes that we're touching on are for the collective, for humanity, for, futuristic change for the better. And things that we're leaving behind, the negative traits or the pits. If you guys remember Peaches and Pits, we talked about in the Zodiac mascot episode back in episode 7. See how it all starts to fold in together now. So things that we're leaving behind are ego-centered, self-centered, for the self, selfish energy, okay? Now circling back to the eclipse. So what does it mean when we just had this total solar eclipse in Leo? So that means we just had a new moon in the sign of Leo, and it's near the south node, okay? So these things have to be like in the area, the moon and the sun and all of the things have to be really close to where the north or south node is. And Zelda's making herself known, getting her hair all over the mic, girl. Okay, it's okay. We love it. So with the South Node in Leo right now and the new moon we just had in Leo, that means we just created a total solar eclipse in Leo. And we will do an episode on moon cycles and more in depth about that and how to fold all of these things in because, again, astrology is layered. But bottom line, new moons are all about new beginnings. So think of it's like it's total darkness, right, on the moon. Think of it as planting a seed. It is completely dark when you bury the seed. So with it being a total solar eclipse, we're not going to see I don't know, I don't even know when the next total lunar eclipse in Leo would be. Because, for example, at the end of the month, we are having a Pisces lunar, like it's the lunar eclipse in Pisces. The last time the solar eclipse in Pisces happened was back in 2017. So we'll do more on that on the next episode. Okay, so just to recap, three major pieces in what creates an eclipse, and that's the sun, the moon, the earth, and how they align and how the shadows fall on each other is what makes the eclipse so significant. But what has to be part of this trio is the south node or the north node, and whatever part that falls under is why it triggers an eclipse. Okay, and if you guys remember in the last couple episodes, we talked about, the south node being safe and the north node being new. Well, it's not only in our birth charts, we also have and experience north node, south node energies in the collective. Like, they're in the sky still, they're happening, they're moving. It's not just this frozen moment in time like we get with our birth chart. And so what's really cool and interesting about the eclipses is it creates this kind of, I don't know, it's almost like a cosmic alarm or a fated event, or it really realigns you with what your purpose is supposed to be in this window, okay? And it's just so fascinating because a lot of eclipses are kind of like, I don't know, they can kind of be overhyped or created in this doomsday lens, and it's like, you're a starseed, you know better than that. It's actually a really great opportunity. And if you look at what happened on August 12th, right, we already experienced it, but we're in a window of it for 35 days. And so with the north node in Aquarius right now and the south node in Leo, with the south node eclipse we just had, it was a solar eclipse in Leo. Okay, lots of words, but we're going somewhere. So we are embodying new and positive traits with the sign of Leo. And that's why I have my Leo shirt on today. Like, we are embodying energies of heart focused, inner child focused, being the brave and fearless leader, being willing to relax and slow down and give your body rest. Lions are kind of notorious for being, I don't know, I don't want to call them lazy, but like, you've seen a lion lounge around and take naps and stuff, and they do it without feeling bad. So prioritizing rest is a big one. And with that said, if you've felt this energy of just like, wow, I'm so tired, or I just feel like I need to take a nap, or you're trying to push yourself to like past that, just stop. Allow yourself to slow down. And this is beyond just the Leo energy. It's actually, as a starseed, you are more sensitive to energy. And it's basically the universe just shifting everyone, like, oh, you got a little bit off your path, let's realign you to that destination. Okay, and so this one was a really big one for starseeds. I mean, you guys are the way showers, the light workers, and Leo is all about the spotlight. Like, they love that. The catch is, don't allow this to boost your ego or fuel this fire energy of like, I know the best. I know what's what. I know how to guide everyone. I know how to shine better than everyone. It's not what it's about. And I'm just here to remind you of that. You are so special, and you know what you contribute. And if you don't know, I'm here to remind you. You are listening for a reason. You're part of this group of starseeds and this collective of starseeds for a reason, and you're waking up to that. And that's a lot of what eclipse season can do for you, is like, wow, I definitely deserve to share my gift or my talent, right? We talked about this the last few episodes of the North Node and the South Node. And what's interesting too is if you have your North or South Node in, if you have your North Node in Aquarius and your South Node in Leo, right now you're experiencing what's called a nodal return. So anytime anything in your birth chart matches the actual transit in the sky right now is what's called a return. So like your birthday, solar return. Just a little fun fact. Okay, now here's what I want you to know. The bottom line takeaway is, with this eclipse, it has just triggered a new and destined beginning for you. And how, okay, that's great, Kiki. How do I figure out what that means for me specifically? Well, you look in your birth chart for where you have the sign of Leo. Okay, and what house that's in is the exact spot and energy you're going to be experiencing these new changes, this new direction of growth. And you'll circle back here in literally almost a decade and be like, wow, I remember when I was just starting that thing. Okay, and it can be a really overwhelming thought if you think of it in like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to be focusing on for the next decade? Take the pressure off of yourself for that. It's definitely already showing you the way. Just take it a day at a time. Take those steps, move forward, make it easy on yourself, and know that it's just going to appear because you're creating the space and allowing that. And so this is very much a time, if things are leaving your life, let it. If things are falling into your space or you're getting invitations that seem out of the blue, jump on that and just see what the universe has in store for you and what you are co-creating, because again, you have the power here to move and alchemize energy and create change and assist others in waking up. And it's a really special and frankly sacred mission. It's, you're dealing with people and their souls and their hearts. And I mean, I know waking up isn't always an easy journey or situation, but once you do, you can't necessarily undo it. You can fall back into old patterns or old habits, but you already know what you know. And so leaning into that, going all in on that, is part of what you're here to do and part of your Starseed mission. And so with that, I just want to say congratulations on making it through this solar eclipse in Leo. It was actually really, though there were things that came up and, emotions that likely surfaced or channeled or moved through, or it could have been a taxing week, a lot of the energies and other planets were really supportive of it. And overall, this is a really sacred window that we're in, and it only happens twice a year. I know there's lots of stuff going on all the time, but anyways, so that's your micro lesson on what an eclipse is, why we have them, why they occur. So the last thing I want to leave you with is, as we are in this space of the North Node in Aquarius for the next year and a half, and the fact that we just had the South Node solar eclipse in Leo, the message that I pick up on is, because again, I talked a lot about South Node safe, like we're trying to outgrow this energy and focus on the North Node, right? But it's a gift, and you have these tools already available to you in the South Node. And so even if you don't have this exact placement in your chart, it still applies to you right now as part of the collective. And so South Node in Leo, the safe things that are here to be reiterated is living from a heart space and choosing sovereignty and choosing this willingness to be seen and be in the spotlight and radiate you and who you are as a starseed, because in turn that echo and that ripple is felt across the chart and the whole wheel and contributes to the energy of where the collective is moving into the North Node via Aquarius. So again, humanitarian based community, all about authenticity, and it's definitely not one of those things where we'll see a beautiful shift or change that we're feeling called to. And just know that you can't uplift the collective if you're not choosing into sharing your light. And I get it, it can be scary and it can be intimidating, or whatever word you've decided to assign to this as your excuse to suppress your light or your gifts. I am challenging you on that. I definitely would encourage you to sit with whatever element you feel called to. It's whether it's water, air, fire, earth. Just sit and be with that energy and allow your heart space and channel your higher self and ask your higher self, be like, hey, why am I allowing myself to assign a meaning to this, and how can I move past it? And just let the message that comes in and take action on that. You know, it's one thing to ask for clarity and guidance, and it's a completely different thing to act on what you receive. So, with that, I just want to say this is a great time to be alive. I know we're experiencing so much, and what a beautiful time to be a starseed and just be the light that you are. I'm going to link a song, actually. It's called Stand in the Light by, is it Jordan something, I think Jordan Smith, but it's genuinely just this call to stand in the light and be seen as you are. Because again, starseed, there is literally only one of you. And I can't do what you came here to do. You can't do what I came here to do. Part of it is we are here to work together and shift and change and, you know, like I keep saying, raise the vibration of the earth. And it's just, if we could all just step into our authenticity and our true power, imagine how beautiful and how quickly things would shift. And I know part of that is doing the shadow work and looking at what needs to be healed. And some of it may not even be yours to heal. Some of it could be generational trauma. Some of it can be ancestral. And some of it very well could be your own. And I know that you're taking the steps and the actions to move through that. But this is just a really beautiful time in eclipse season. Even though it can feel like a lot, just know that these times are here to shake up and wake up who you are and what you're meant to do. And even if you're still left in this space of like, well, Kiki, I still don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a counter question here. What feels good for you? What would your inner child want to be doing right now? And start there. This Leo eclipse energy is guiding and blessing you with this time to get in touch with your inner child. Your inner child definitely knows and has so many answers for you, and now you're in a space to listen. So if that means going outside and making a mud pie, or I don't know, going and getting some new coloring books and some markers or crayons. Get a little thing of Play-Doh and just let the smell of the Play-Doh, just the nostalgia of it, bring it up. Do these things that will fuel your inner child, and ask them. Ask your inner child. It doesn't have to be, your higher self, whatever you envision that to be. It can also be your inner child. You can tap into whatever age you feel that message can be, and ask your inner child and just say, hey, like, when we were this age, what did you feel like we were meant to be doing? That can be a very beautiful and healing experience for you, and as well for your inner child. And while you're in that moment, be sure to give them a hug. And I'm going to leave you with this. The version of you that you've become is the version that your inner child felt like you needed then. So kind of layered, kind of a lot to unpack maybe. However, just know that you've taken the steps to be this version of yourself, to be able to tap into your inner child and show up and meet their needs at this point in your life. And also now they can share a message with you, and that just ripples forward to the collective energy. So you guys are the best, and Zelda's been here the whole time, just here in support. You want to say hi? She's gonna say hi. Oh. I don't think I could end it on a cuter note than that. So, all right, Starseeds, we'll catch you next time when we discuss the lunar eclipse that's coming up at the end of the month, located in the sign of Pisces. Bye. Thanks for tuning in today, Starseed. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. If you'd like to explore pieces that align with your Starseed purpose, visit astrologyaesthetics.com. Trust yourself. You're exactly where you're meant to be.